voice as well. I shouldn't be let anywhere near a dual floating bridge, should I? That one has... Oh, that's actually the end of that backing track. Perfect timing. What's up, everyone? Oh, we got there. I think I figured out that my webcam mic was the only thing that was taking audio before. So if you just got a bunch of, scatting through my nose, I sincerely apologize. That will never see the light of day outside of this. Who's hanging out here? We got a bunch of people I haven't seen for a while on here. I haven't done a live stream for a couple of months. I've been meaning to. Let's just move that a bit, shall we? There we go. That's better. Been meaning to, but yeah, it's been quite a year, as I'm sure it has for a lot of people. What is going on? Yeah, the chillier is something else. Hey, Jason, we got amp royalty in the house, everybody. Amp royalty in the house on the chat and in the rack as well, because and I know the Wiz is in here as well, who's got one of these. So good. So good. If anybody missed my Gear of the Year list, that was on there. That was sort of an automatic qualification. So thanks, Jace. Show us your dyno. I think this is one of those, like a Kmart dinosaur or something. But man, he's just always over my shoulder, just hanging out. Is Jason a prince or a duke or a king? Well, I mean, originally from New Zealand, so we're, like Australia's part of the Commonwealth, and head of state would still be King Charles, so maybe he's a duke. I was paid for my Alta P1 this morning. Congrats, mate. Hopefully it arrives very, very soon and you can fire it up, because it's so good. I like, as well, kind of like the amp, if anyone hasn't seen the video I did with the amp, how you can use MIDI to turn the saturation on and off, which is pretty amazing. So, hey, Paul, how are you, mate? I see your comments every now and then. Congratulations, mate. 10 years with 2.2 million followers. That's pretty amazing, dude. Congrats. You got to get it to every digit in there being twos, right? That's the next goal. Have we already slandered off England on this stream? Hey, I thought they played pretty well in this test, so maybe less slander and maybe a well-fought victory. Although for anyone who follows the cricket, that was a pretty filthy... I thought Smith might get him over the line, but it was a pretty filthy slog. So I need to get a power amp for my P1 and an amp switcher so I can swap from the Alta, the Rev G50, and the Sin 20. Mate, that'd be something. I think the Rev has the two-note stuff embedded as well. Hey, and I think the Sin 20 you can run without a cabinet connector if you turn the volume down. So if you were doing it all silently, you might not need an amp switcher. But of course, if you wanted to run it through a cab, I would say the Alta probably sounds really good into the return of the Sin 20 IR, actually. If you can use those, what do they call them on there? The voicing switches or something. So that would be pretty cool. Yeah, I think there's definitely a, it doesn't have the membrane on there for the knobs, but it's definitely in that. I think for a lot of people, the Alta probably sounds the way they expect the MP1 to sound, right? Well, you get an MP1, you're like, oh my God, it's just immediately going to be that like Michael Wagner Finnish tone. And then you play and you're like, oh, it's good, but it's a different thing. So very, very different thing. Man, this guitar is so good. So light as well. I have to say as well, I've come around so much to this style of not having a back plate, but using like the recessed, what would you call it? Recessed bolts on there. And check out the flame as well. Someone's talking about the flame in the chat before. This thing is just quintuple grade flame. So nice. So nice. So yeah, I mean, I can finally go all Aussie rig now, right? Like this into the Alta P1 is just, it's 1988 incarnate, but better. Oh, hey Ian, with your MP2, because I've got an MP2 still that's busted, how do you like those higher gain modes? Because when I think I need to get mine serviced. Maybe if Jason's still in the chat, we can all twist his arm and I can send it to him. I'm sure it's a nightmare. but I think like modes 4 to 5 work on mine, and then it just gets noisy and something's busted. So, yeah. Geo Sundance, I've been social media free for 4 years. Should I go back? No way. Enjoy your life, mate. It's only gotten worse in 4 years. So, yeah, I'm sure they've been a very productive, mentally stable 4 years as well. So, yeah, if it's something you do not need. Yeah, so much of it is just bots as well, right? Rage-inducing bots. Into my 88 power amp. Yeah, do you have the B200 or the other one? Yeah, absolutely. Wisdom on there. I guess this is technically social media. Maybe it's anti-social media because we're making loud guitar noises, but I might play something more on this. Yeah, Jace. I run into the return on the pre-loop on the P1 into the 2 notes back end. That was going to be my next question. Can you do that? So I feel like I have all my rig routing ideas when I go for a walk. I was thinking about that last week where I was like, I need to try like the Synergy modules and the MP1. So I've got the rack I have here. This is sort of the stuff I use, if anyone can see it. The Microtube 200, cool. That's the one I haven't seen in the flesh, so slightly jealous. But yeah, this is like the stuff I kind of use all the time in this rack. That Synergy power amp I really like. This is driving me nuts as well. Let me just fix the focus on this. There we go. Let's go set and forget. Great. So yeah, that's a really nice combination. I actually haven't tried it yet. I've got my Cherry Tone, the molecular, like the Atomica clone there. For an EL34, only like very martially power amp, I like using the return on that, and it's got a negative feedback control too. So I've done my last gig for the year. So I did my last gig for the year yesterday morning. Now I'm just in the I can try all the stupid experiments I don't get time to do otherwise. And yeah, running that Alta into that. And I want to try the Alta into the Mark series power amp as well. I reckon that would be pretty cool. Of course it'll be cool, but I'm always into the unpredictable combinations. Still have my MP1 no sound. Jace, you know what would be cool? I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who have this no sound thing. On the amp panel, it'd be really cool to see a breakdown of what the MP1 is internally. Is it from what I can gather, the 4-band EQ is like a graphic EQ that's MIDI controllable, right? And then so is it like a fixed tone stack thing into a G EQ? That's as close as I got from reading through the schematic with my very limited knowledge. So the KHE or the Fryette, Troy has the KHE, which he really likes. Fryette do amazing stuff. I think it might just be a case of availability. So, and how often or how patient you can be with getting it. But yeah, Steve does incredible stuff. Yes, Postman delivering the AM4. Congrats, Chris. I think you'll like it. Yeah, Jason, please. I think it'd be really, really cool because I haven't been able to really find that much documentation on a bit like the Boogie Stiletto that you guys did a while ago, maybe before it was called the amp panel, where it's like, it's an SLO and an 800, and there you go. Kind of gives you some things to think about. Yeah, exactly. I haven't seen a YouTube video about it. There's all the 88 Depot stuff out there, but I'm sure between Dan, Dave, Jason, and Shay, they'll be able to figure it out, and it'd be really interesting just to know what's going on in the front end, because I've got 3, as we all know. One is a stock Australian Voltage one that my dad bought when they came out, so late 80s, and he gigged with that for a few years, and then he sold it to my uncle. And then when I got into playing guitar, bought it back off my uncle and gave it to me, which was such a cool, that was my first amp modeler, right? Because you had 3 distinct modes on there. And then I went to buy another one not long ago, and the guy had 2. And I was like, well, what do you want for both of them? They're US Voltage ones. One is totally stock, and the other I did the 3-tube mod to. And the 3-tube mod sounds great. Really, really meaty. And then there's the Langner, Todd Langner preamps, which are pretty rare, but I know our friend Michael Toran, who's probably still in the chat, has, so maybe Mike can tell us about the Langners. Mine's an early unit, line level switch on top. Yeah, I think one of mine has that and the others don't. But yeah, it's such a cool, you know, if you've seen the Michael Wagner stuff as well, all those records that they were used on, they're heavily post-processed like everything else. So I had a crack at recreating that sound in the Axe. What did I use? Let's see. This maybe? No, that's the chorus. What do I call it? LT1 or something? Here we go. Yeah, I'll turn my vocal mic off. It's kind of close. I think I used, yeah, the Cameron Atomica with like a fixed tone stack into a parametric and a pre-boost to do the thing. Let's hear it with this guitar. It should be interesting. I mean, yeah, it's got something going on, doesn't it? That's kind of cool. I should revisit that and maybe try get a little bit closer. But yeah, the MP1 would be sick to see on that. A Boss Adaptive Distortion, supremely slept on. A friend of mine has one, really recommends it. He's more into the lower gain stuff. I think he runs it with like an AC30, but yeah, he's like, man, this is a, you know, it doesn't sound like a DS1, which a lot of people like. Do you know if Scholar's going to make the lefty option available soon? I don't. I kind of like that. I know they've, I don't know if it's a public thing, but I know they are working on other designs, put it that way, without putting anything out in the public that I shouldn't. I don't know that much about it, to be honest, but I know he did mention there was going to be a lefty, so hopefully soon. I imagine with that kind of thing, I don't know how much of like a molding process there is going on with it, so you'd have to create specific parts for it. Why can't Fractal get fuzz pedals right? Love my FM9, but I can't get it to sound right. It's because it's digital, and that's an unfortunate downside of having a buffered signal. Like, there's no way. I don't think any modeler gets fuzz 100% right because of that, because of all the, you know, the impedance interaction, right? Like, as soon as your guitar goes into an AD converter, then like you can't get that guitar cable couple of components. It's it's a really weird thing where they can get very complex amp and effect topologies incredibly accurate, but that's just one shortcoming of the system, right? It's not anything to do with the internal code or anything like that. It's just like hard to do. But I mean, there's quite a few little tricks you can use to get around it, right? So give me something fuzzy. I don't know, where's my Plexi preset? Surely it's somewhere here. Here we go. It's a big old greased up. Where is it? You know, Variax Plexi. Thing that is good. If we put a fuzz on it, let's say you put a fuzz face. Let's do that. Okay, so probably not the ideal guitar for it, but... You know, you do the turn it down thing. Okay, so you can hear that. It's like kind of. All right. I would say if you want the authentic fuzz thing, you've got to turn the threshold of the gate all the way down so it's noisy. And then in the input block, there's this impedance selector. So you can try like a 90K plus cap. try different input impedances, right? So 70k, try really low. Where's my big old delay? So yeah, you can dick around with that impedancing, but it's like, oh, this is like running an actual pedal into an amp. Listen to all that hiss. As soon as you take a bit of gate on it, then we're experiencing the silence, which is so nice. The other, I mean, for something like that, probably way too bright for the EJ thing. If I pop in my EV cab IR instead and high cut it heaps. Here we go. Hang on. There's the worst Eric Johnson impression you'll hear today, kids. Mr. Greaseball, correct. I think Neil Shaw mentioned using his wire in a position where in cut out most of the P90 hum in his gold top. Interesting. I wonder if that's because of the inductor in the wah, right? That'd be interesting. Very, very interesting. Man, Neil's such a wicked player, isn't he? Always very easy to forget how many iconic parts and solos in that Journey Live in Houston concert. Man, he's cooking on that. So, yeah, hey, Josh, what's up? It's been a while since I've done one, man. So, what am I using on this? I quite like this. Fuzz face. Plexi 50 watt 6CA7 with everything except the bass all the way up, and an EV cab with a dual delay. The surround delay Fractal added is pretty great, right? Oh! this delay. Far out. How good is that? Need a couple of pints in you for holes. Yeah, exactly. Eric Johnson was drunk and trying to ape Steve Vai. Yeah, maybe not that good. 2 AM4s. That's kind of cool. I didn't even think about using them in parallel for dual amp stuff. This is just another point where people are like, well, what's the point on it? It's like, well, there you go. As long as the tone is good, man. Now that's kind of, I guess, you know what you could do, right? With that setup is you could have your parallel amps, but then you could have different effects on each side and really get some kind of nice big stereo spread happening, which I'm going to save this preset actually. This is, we'll save it somewhere. I'll just call this, I won't call it 1969 Plexi, but call it Liquid Lead. There we go. I quite like that. Might turn the feedback on that delay down a bit. Sweet. What were we talking about? Dual amps. Yes. Okay. So what do I have? Okay. Here's a good example of a fun thing you can do with dual amps. Maybe I should drag this in so we can see it. Here we go. Should all be able to see this. There we go. So this is the preset I think I play 95% of the time with this big chunky stealth bluette. Okay, so fun thing you can do to dual amplify all your presets. I'm using my free cab IR, so we'll do this. We'll do stereo input mode, same IR on each side, and we'll pan them hard left and hard right. So they should sound identical at the moment. Nothing too special happening there. I think I've got them aligned. No funny business over here. Maximum length. Cool. And then what you do is you take your amp block. There's on an FM9 or an FM3 or 2 AM4s like Josh is using. We'll go paste. And then we'll run these guys. I'll set the input mode on this one left and pan it left. I'll set the input mode on this right and pan it right. And so far, nothing special yet. But what you do is you get like a mono effect that has a modulation offset or something like that. So let's do a phaser. Okay, so if we go, I don't know, stripe 90. Pretty good, pretty chewy. I'll just turn the depth down a bit. Very, very nice. But you go into the expert mode and where is it? I think it is, here we go. The LFO phase. So that's at like 90 degrees or something. And what this is going to do is the left and the right channel now will be, they'll have a phase offset behind them. It will give you this like widening effect. Just on the modulation, I feel like, here we go. This is my preset for it. So. I'll turn my vocal mic off so you can just hear the effect. So that's pretty cool. And then yeah, any stereo effect, you could take I mean, if we did this with a delay, but we use, say, the stereo mind guy. Oh, better. Right, so you add a bit of modulation to this and use the phase offset at like 90 degrees. Maybe 180. Or you do something like, where was my other? Far out, look at all these blocks. Don't worry, I get put off by it as well. That's what it was. I think it was this guy, the Strymon Brig. Yes. That's a lot of feedback on there. Maybe too much feedback on there. Ah, here we go. There we go. I had that set up wrong. Now it sounds super wide. There we go. This is the effect. So you can hear the echoes rather than being, if I set the spread to 0, coming down the middle, but you offset them. And same thing with the phaser. I should go back to my phaser example. I thought that phaser sounded pretty good in mono anyway, so there we go. So with the phase at 0, you know, phase at 90. So that's a really fun little trick. Anyway, there we go. Yeah, it's so good. Hey, I actually had I had somebody hit me up a while ago for a lesson with the Fractal, which I do quite a lot, and they were saying that they couldn't get their phase 90 to sound like their pedal. And then when I looked at their preset, they had the phase 90 after the cab, and I was like, oh, dude, just move it in front. He was like, oh my God, why didn't I think of that? And it just worked. It worked so well. Yeah, I think the Axe FX 3 with the P1 would be an absolute, like, you don't need anything else in your life. You know, you got tubes and knobs, you've got all the great fractal effects, and you can sync them with MIDI. And then, you know, if you want to do a wet, dry, wet setup, if you want to do just about anything on there, you could do that. So I want to say thanks to Vince for the super chat as well. Thanks, man. No, thank you. I really, really appreciate it. And I enjoy anytime I see your name in the comments as well, because I'm normally quite thoughtful, which a lot of the people who jump on these live streams as well, I'm very, very grateful, you know, because I try to read every comment. I set some time aside during the week to go through all of them and respond to them. And I would say like 98% of people are really, really lovely and thoughtful. And, you know, there's 2% who are just like everyone else, absolute knobheads. But I feel like I have friends who do this and they have like a 20% knobhead ratio. So so I do appreciate it, Vince. Thanks, man. Just wondering, because there aren't a lot of videos displaying wet, dry, wet using 2 tube amplifiers. The Victory VS100 and 6505. You would need, look, for wet, dry, wet, you need 3 amplifiers. Whether it's an amplifier, whether it's a mono amp that's been loaded down and then is going to its own cabinet, and then a stereo power amp, or if you have, you know, you could do it with a stereo amplifier, but yeah, you would need something else in that rig to make it wet, dry, wet. Like you have to drive each cabinet, basically. You've got a left, right, center channel on there. And they each need their own amp and effect on there. So, Knobhead Nation. KHN, bro. Stereo in, quad out. Bro, that'd be sick. Man, that stereo phase is so good, hey? And then the best riff ever. I love when the phaser like gets in sync. You get a big mono and then it goes out. How does the end of that solo go? Yes, this would also work as well. Yeah, you need a stereo power amp and stereo cab or something like that. The issue with the stereo cabs though is like the stereo field is so narrow there that yeah, you have separate left and right channels, but they're not physically separated enough, right? Yeah, got to get the humbuckers with each output, then it'll be a true stereo guitar. EVH and Toys Zapper, Billy Sheehan as well. I believe his basses have separate neck and bridge outputs on them. He's the first person I can remember reading about doing that. The new Valiton GP50. Keen to try one, yeah. My buddy has one of the GP5s and loves it. It's like how quickly we went from, hey, there's this capturing technology and it's open source, and I wonder if anyone will put it in a pedal, to so many small companies now have these things. I haven't got one, but I should really try it. 6505 as the power amp, using ABY as a switcher. So what you can do, I used to do this when I ran my old dual amp rig. So what you can do is you can take, if you've got 2 amps, they've each got their own effects loops. You take amp number 1, and you come out of its effects send, right? So that's your preamp. You send that to a stereo-capable guitar processor. Say you've just got a stereo delay. Let's say you've got a Boss SDE3. They're cheap, widely available. They sound great for that kind of thing. You go into the input of your stereoizer. Then the left and right output of the delay pedal, one goes to the effects return of amp 1, and the other goes to the effects return of amp 2. Now you've got the preamp signal going to both amp effects returns with an effect on there. So yeah, I've done plenty of gigs like that. It's great. Got the parts for the stereo guitar, just got to find someone to mod it. I've learned I don't mess with guitar mods. Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's probably some clever ways to do it that aren't very intrusive. What guitar are you doing it on? Because if you're going to do it on something like this, actually, you know what the best way to do it would be, Josh? Get a stereo jack. So if you've ever played a guitar that has I had a Music Man JP7 that has a piezo pickup in it, and you could use a stereo cable on one of the outputs. So you use like a TRS to dual TS cable. So basically, you got a stereo jack. Yeah, that's the way to go. That's the way to go, man. Absolutely. And then stereo cable, and then have a breakout box. I think that's the easiest way to do it. So that way you have your guitar cable that's a stereo cable, send it to the input of your breakout box, and then that would be the least intrusive way to do it. It's, you could put another jack on your guitar, but then if you don't like it, you're stuck with a hole in your guitar. So that one's no good. I am going to... Man, I love the way this guitar plays. I don't know if Jason's still in here, but... The most recent New Guitar Days, Jason's Old Sir. What a belter of a top on this thing. Hey, I've got it in drop C at the moment. I've got it in D standard at the moment. Let's take it to drop C. There you go. This is, yeah, I've crossed that point of no return in my life where I just can't play. I can't be bothered spending time with guitars that aren't set up really, really nicely. And, Sir, Chilia, they know what they're doing. There we go. Something like that. So good, right? I haven't... Actually, there is no fret buzz on there. That's kind of nice. Yeah. Sir in drop C is... It's a vibe, right? Whoa, what did I do there? Oh, there's an extra amp in there. Right. Okay, what I'm going to do is... I might play you guys a song really quickly. Play some Ragdoll. I did not block the trem. Can you believe it? I just... I messed with the springs a little bit, and it's... I mean, it's still set up perfectly. You can... Yeah, the action's stupid low. I love it. It's so good. I've got one PRS with an action like this. The Chili is pretty low, and then the Rubato that I've got is... That thing has, like, the lowest action physically possible, but it's carbon fiber. It doesn't move. So, yeah, so good. Evertune stereo guitar, man. Yeah, sorry about the mega boost, guys. Thank you as well. I'm so glad you were able to tune in and check it out, mate. Feel free to fire away with any questions. Yeah, right? And I love the switching in it, where you can go like bridge humbucker, neck single coil, you know. Check the tuning again. It has moved a little bit. Oh, the C's there. But yeah, this thing's just had to jump on it. Couldn't let. It's such a good deal, and also buying it from someone who I know knows good guitars and good tones, I was pretty confident that I was going to like it. So it's so lovely. How come there are not many pro-level modeling amps with better modeling than the Line 6 Spider amps, for example? You mean in terms of like combos? I think because so many people have gone to playing direct, so the all-in-one combo thing's probably not really considered a pro thing anymore, right? So yeah, so chunky. All right, let's play. I haven't played this one for a while. See if I can remember it. I mean, on a guitar like this, you know, some King's X inspired stuff. So this is a Ragdoll song called Follow the Leader. well, I got through that mostly unscathed. I haven't played that for a little while. We haven't played it live too often recently, so that felt good, especially with that and that ring mod and filter. That's fun. Really, really fun. Where are we? But I finally heard something more in the line with hard rock 30 amps blue channel on the EVH. Yeah, I think the blue channel is where life is at. I mean, I'm using the Fractal FAS Stealth Blue, right? The Stealth version is my favorite. Check my tuning a little bit. This thing was so nice and stable in D standard. Now it's like, hey, you drop C. What are you doing to me? Do you know any moderately priced modelers that have direct out to front of house and a line out to a power amp and cab? Maybe the Hot Tone Ampero? I'd have to check. I feel like you should be able to do that on the Ampero. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. The guitar on guitar on guitar. Great. I'm glad everybody likes the way it sounds. Sky's Limit. Overnight Sensation. Oh, man. I haven't played that for a hot minute. That's an E flat song. So do I have a guitar in E flat? Yes, I do actually. I'll run through that one for you. So that was us trying to write a Van Halen shuffle, and with Steely Dan lyrics. So I don't know how close we got to that, but there's still some people who can't. We haven't played that one for years now, but there's still people who are like, "You guys gonna play Overnight Sensation?" It's like, man, I don't even know if we know how to play it. All right, I'm gonna grab a different guitar for this. What guitar is in E flat? Maybe my Strat? Let's see. Let's see where we're at. I could just tune another guitar, couldn't I? I could do that, but where would the fun be? No, this isn't standard, but I'll take it down. Because I actually played, on the recorded version of that, that is my Hamer, like Les Paul Jr. style guitar with P90s in it. And that was just that straight into a DSL, and that was like the sound. We tried so many other things. So yeah, I gotta see where this... I've set this bridge up to float as well. It's like, why is this so hard to tune? What am I doing wrong? I've sort of had it decked for so long that it's might take a hot minute to adjust. Okay. We'll be fine. Who needs to be in tune anyway? All right. So, we're going to do... Yeah, man, the FAS Blue, it's just crank the presence and the mids up and it's good. There you go, Nano Cortex, great. The Fractal AM4 as well can do the split mode thing. So I'm glad that's a common feature nowadays. Thoughts on the Neural DSP Soldano? It's pretty good. I think it's one of their better sounding plugins. I have a hot rod here, which is awesome. So yeah, it's very... You know, the usual caveats, you gotta get your gain staging right for the plugin, the right IR and things like that. But yeah, it's pretty, I think most people consider that one of their better plugins as well. So just got in what tuning. I was in drop C before, I'm down a half step now. And let's see, I'm gonna have to stream this off the World Wide Web. Yes, okay. Here we go. Far out. Let's see how we go. I'll leave my mic on so that I can commentate it how much I don't remember. I love that little hit. this? Yep. 5. There it is. Here we go. And then a bit of boogie. There's a key change here. Oh God. Fake ending. That was mostly in there. And I remember when we were tracking that, my dad came down and we were doing that. And he's like, you know what you guys should do? Put a key change in there. And we were like, oh, awesome idea. Two, three, four. What's that lick there? And this part I actually wrote on a guitar tuned in fifths, and it was really easy to play, but then... Oh, that's the Unashamed kind of Thin Lizzy, like... Really before we got into the guitar orchestration stuff, so I think if I did that now, it'd probably go... Might put some source like this on it. There it is. Oh, is that it? What the? I don't remember. Can't remember my own solos. I'll come back to transcribing this later when everyone isn't getting bored of me. But yeah, anyway, the next part. And then live, we'd wait and then just stop, and people would be like, yeah, and then camera go, 1, 2. So yeah, that was always a really fun one to play. A bit of boogie boogie. And thanks to Andrew for becoming a YouTube member. There's not a whole lot of exclusive stuff at the moment, mate, but it's one thing for 2026 I want to put a little bit out. So, hey, Angus, what's up, man? Where are you at the moment? How many more pre-Christmas shows do you have? I am absolutely more. I struggle all the time, mate, believe me. So that one's kind of... There it is. I should have played this solo on a Strat. It makes so much sense. A mere 12 shows to go. Far out, mate. You're a warrior. I was did someone want to see the Bell Aurora? The top on that hollow body is Purdy. Play the tuning song, please, on that puppy. You got it. You got it. Let's we'll come. Oh no, this one was on the wall. Hey, there we go. Please stay there, Mr. Strat. Advantage of big headstock Strats. One. Let's go this way. One, people will you're signaling to people that you're a fan of Richie Blackmore, which is always a good thing. But also you can hang them on traditional guitar hangers. So let's see. Helps if you plug it in, Leon. So this is... you saw the electric I was playing earlier. This is some more stuff that Charles makes. Like, that's just... Yeah. So he's kind of like the Australian John Sir, right? Also, why? Oh, yeah. I did a gig yesterday. That's why I had to play civilian tunings, meaning not drop tunings. There we go. Yeah, this thing. Anyway, Angus, your ears must be burning because one of my students this morning wanted to learn. And I remembered that you'd done a lesson on that run at the end there. Because everyone has transcribed it incorrectly. So the... So good. So I was like, oh, you want to learn that? Well, let's do the end first, because a chat gypsy, a harmless trowel. I'm just making my rounds. Go easy. Nah, you're good, mate. Welcome. This is a good question. Do you find that your songs evolve or change from recorded version? Yeah, all the time. Once you've played a song, I don't know, the first 10 times you play something live, I feel like you're still learning it. And then, you know, because it's different recording it in a controlled environment where you've played it heaps, you've recorded it heaps as demos, you go and you track it, to getting in the rehearsal room and then actually doing it live. Yeah, it changes a lot. And just certain things like playing Rust. Like, there was one thing we wanted to do in the chorus where I explicitly wanted it to be single notes on the guitar. So, and then there's the root note, there's the flat 5. So here's your flat 5 chord. But then you put the root on it, so it's even more nasty. So that's very achievable in a recorded context because you can quad track the guitars. You can get them super tight with the bass and the kick drum. You can control the tuning a bit easier. But then literally the first time we played it live, I was like, sounds a bit empty. So I started playing this. So having a little melody on the top. Just bit like I wanted it to be 30% more Tony Iommi, basically, because that rhythm. You know, check my tuning. So yeah, that's a very good example of a part that has evolved. Some of the solos that I play from the earlier stuff have changed a bit. We have a tune called Letting Go, where, again, another key change halfway through the solo thing, but I was barely able to play the solo in the studio. It took so many takes, and then I actually was like, oh, I should rejig my technique so I can do that stuff, like the Marty Friedman style. And then that solo was really easy, so I was like, I'm going to put more stupid stuff in it. So I think the original was something kind of like. And then it jumps to this like. Actually, there's there. So you play this. I was like, what would George Lynch do? I don't know. So what have I been doing live recently? And then the yeah, so I just kind of, I don't know, bite my lip and go for it live. It's never that planned out. The most important thing with any of that is like, yeah, the solo is like 13 seconds in a 4-minute song, so I need to get back to that. Get back to that thing. That's, I'm just thinking about like, I've got to be in time for that though. But yeah, that's a fun little... I guess it's minor third, major third, 5, flat 5. No, minor 7, 7. And yeah, the hybrid picking certainly... Whoa, there goes my wah pedal. Oh no, now it's upside down. Got an upside down wah. So the trick there as well is on the way down, no picking. That's great. That's great. Oh, that's cool. How was George? One of my did you meet the rest of the band, or was it like a Dokken thing? Because my buddy Jerome plays bass for him, which is kind of cool. So take time to drop links, mods. Oh yeah, because I'm going from StreamYard. Let me update this. So it should come up with all the defaults in the video description. Yeah, there you go. There's a Patreon and the music and stuff like that in there, if people would like to check it out. It is all hanging in there. So yeah, this is an old Paul Gilbert. I forgot all about this lick. That's all Sykes stuff, right? The Bad Boys solo, whatever he does there. Ah, my man. This is my favorite Budgie song, and it's off the. I should tune my guitar first. The weather has been all over the place here, and the humidity. So I'm in that like, do I adjust the truss rods on my guitar, or do I just leave them because they will be the next thing? Budgie, they played in Perth a few years ago. I was gutted that we were like getting Ragdoll together at the time. We weren't really ready to gig, and I was like, man, if this was 6 months later, we could have done the support. Big John Thomas, yeah, they were a great band, man. I think most people are just aware of them because Metallica did the cover, right? But they got some great songs. Welsh, if I remember correctly. Basically like Motorhead and Rush had a baby, and named after the iconic Australian parrot as well. I might try and play. I was just rabbiting on about that song, which is called Letting Go. Here we go. I'll play you guys the part of the song I'm talking about. So... There you go. That's a cut down version of it. That's, yeah. We sort of recorded that and then didn't get around to playing it live for about 5 years, but it might be my favorite Ragdoll song to play live. You know, all that. What am I? One thing about down tuning is you have to be careful with like how hard you hit certain strings and how you tune them. Yeah, the low string really likes to pull sharp. And the A. There we go. So getting that, I mean, the thing as well as like the wrist angle stuff, I was going through this with one of my students the other day. If you watch Marty and Zach play, there is so much of that 2-note per string stuff, but they have the extreme pick slant. So I got into practicing like gypsy jazz stuff where it's a bit sloppy, but then if you have the hybrid thing, you get muting for free. Signal chain, this is going straight into my Axe effects. I'm using the FAS Stealth Blue amp, my free IR you can get from the video description. Bit of delay, bit of pitch detune. Personal thing, if you tell me about Ragdoll, Slip, I still play it. Ah, dude! Many, we really should, that one's kind of sitting in the archives because we never recorded it as a studio version. There's a live version. Yeah. Yeah, man. You're bringing back all these memories for all these old songs. Overnight Sensation was the Van Halen one. Slip was the Lynch Mob one. I can't remember if we had like a kind of Self-Censored is the Rush Police one. Do you prefer any specific string gauges? Scale length, not so much. I use 10 to 52s on most of my guitars, so I just kind of use those in drop C. I just like don't attack quite as hard when I'm on there, so it doesn't go out of tune as much. Can I play Beethoven in a rock arrangement? We settle for Mozart? Something like that. Yeah, is there a hybrid pentatonic thing also? Yeah, so back to that. One of the like the 80s rock scale is you take the Dorian mode and the blues scale, and when you play it in, here's your pentatonic if you're playing in the 12th position. Dorian would give you, but then with the blues note, so you have like 12, 14, 15 on the top three strings, and you just, and then you can just basically jam around with those notes and some, you know, wake up. Come on. That'd be funny, actually, selling that as a ringtone. Someone can rip it from the screen anyway. Something like this. Boy, bro, get up and practice. There you go. There's your ringtone for you. I am going to bounce, everybody. It's getting close to 2 o'clock here, so go and enjoy my Sunday, get a few things done around the house. Thanks so much to everybody who tuned in. Oh, with the stretch. Yes, so this lick, Paul Gilbert, intense rock thing. let's say you're in E. So here's an E note. And then if you go down the pentatonic, you've got... And then you skip a string and you play the 3 pentatonic notes there. So you have... You could do this. You want to keep it as a... This is a minor 7 arpeggio. Root, minor third, minor 7, 5, minor 7 root. That's a... Make it a minor 9. And thank you to CA Production. Appreciate it. And thanks to everybody for the Christmas chat. It was a good one. I'll probably jump on in the next couple of days and do this again. I got a bit more free time. And I love the live streams. They're so fun. You guys throw so many little curveballs at me. So love you guys. Take it easy and enjoy the rest of your evening or your day, wherever you are. Cheers.